believe that the bill passed because of the cuts and all that stuff with
Yeah.
Medicare and Medicaid and SNAP, and they're all going on TV, and
Yeah.
the hospitals are going to
Yep.
close. The kids aren't going to get
Okay. Watch this.
um,
Okay.
their
Lady.
SNAP. They're going to be starving. They're going to die. People are going to die
You're
all
live right
over.
now. You're
Oh my
live right.
God.
You're live right now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Fall River Media News. I'm your host, Dave Mead. My Fall River Media News is every Wednesday and Thursday, and tonight we are going to be talking about the beautiful bill that was passed in the House. So Annalisa, well, why don't you start it off? Because since you like to talk.
I like it when the Democrats lose. That's when I like to talk.
Okay, go ahead. Start the big bill
Well, I
off.
mean, I was just waiting for their reactions to see. I think they all left when the bill
Yeah.
was passed, in the House when they were showing it. I
Mm.
think they all left.
Yeah.
Not even one Democrat voted for that bill. Not even one.
Nope. I saw
And
that.
two Republicans did not vote for the bill. How is it that the Republicans cannot get together like these Democrats do? How is it that they can't do that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that.
No, I don't get it neither. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand how Thomas Massey voted no, and I think the guy from, I think it's Pennsylvania, he voted no as well.
Well, the kids are not going to stop. Nobody's going to stop. Okay. And you know what I don't like. Okay. You know what I don't like when they say, "Oh, the kids are going to stop. The kids are going to stop. The kids are going to stop."
Yeah,
The
yeah.
kids are not going to stop. Why would you want to keep bringing the kids involved? Okay. You know,
Because they got nothing. Because they got nothing.
because they don't have anything. And the Democrats, they have the lowest rating in history. Okay.
Yeah.
So they do. And the reason why and me and you, we both know, okay, the reason why they're cutting it is because they don't want the illegal aliens to have anything at all.
Right. Yeah,
So
that's
that
what it
is the
is.
reason why they cut it.
The cuts are for waste, fraud, and abuse. It is
Waste, fraud, and
not,
abuse. Yes.
yeah, it's not cuts to the programs where people are not going to get their benefits. That's not what, maybe the wording wasn't right, but it had nothing to do with cutting benefits that American citizens that live here legally and really need the benefits. It's not for them. Their services are not going to be cut.
Our services are still going to be intact. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're going to still be there. And what they're trying to do is to get the illegals off of Medicare, Medicaid, and SNAP. That's what they're trying to do.
That is what they're trying to do because that's why President Donald Trump, okay, had that bill. Okay, that's why he made that bill so it could, we could, so that way he does not want the illegal aliens on that whatsoever. Okay, he doesn't want them, so that's why he made the cut to it, and plus more money to the border, to the border, and more
Agents.
money to ISIS too, ICE.
Yeah. And you know what? If Biden had done his job the way he should have done it the 4 years he was there,
Yeah,
none of this would be happening. Like, none of this
this
would be happening.
this bill would have never exist at all.
Right. Yeah. No, and no, because he left the borders wide open along with Kamala Harris and Mayorkas. They
Yeah.
let anybody come in unvetted. And if that didn't happen and they came in the right way, this would be a whole different story. But because that did happen, the 10 to 20 million that came in here, and they're using our taxpayer money while the American citizen is really the one that's being shortchanged here.
That's right.
They're the ones that are getting shortchanged, not the illegals under Biden. Were doing just fine.
Yeah.
We're doing just fine. They had
You
no
know,
issues.
But under the Biden administration, we were being shortchanged all the time. So now that this bill got passed, yes, we're going to have yes, it's going to add to our deficit. I think you know what I'm saying, but it is. It's going to add to it.
Yeah, and they all did. All the bills did. I don't know.
All the bills added.
Any bill that tried to get rid of the debt and balance the budget. Like, I don't know of any president that tried to do that.
I never knew. I don't know either.
I don't know why this is such a big deal. It's just a talking point for them because they know, and they won't admit it, and the media won't admit it either, that Biden flubbed up his presidency. He was a total failure.
Mm-hmm.
He was a total failure. He didn't think of the Americans, the taxpayers, the citizens, the voters. He wasn't thinking of them. He was thinking about the illegals. So,
yeah.
And because of that, President Trump came in to clean up house.
That's right.
And that's it. Now we got the big, beautiful bill, which not only...
I don't see anything wrong with that bill whatsoever.
It's not only does it target the illegals, but it also gives us permanent tax cuts.
Permanent tax cuts. I think he signed that. I think he signed that into law.
He's going to tomorrow. He's going to.
And we're going to get and the people and the taxpayers, they're going to get more money. They're going to have more money in their pockets. We're going to get more money. And even when we file income tax at the end of the year, we're going to have more money in our pockets too, as well.
Well, the taxes are not, the tips are not going to get taxed. Social Security is not going to get taxed.
Of course not.
So that will be a big relief for the senior citizens that only rely on Social Security for their paycheck. What else is they're going to start the energy independence. They're going to start drilling.
Yeah, they're going to start the energy independence and stuff, and gas prices are going to go down too.
Right, that's right. They're going to go down. Yep. So that gives people more money in their pocket.
And who does not want? I want more money in my pocket. I do. I want more money.
We're taxed to death, and it needs to stop. Because I think it's unconstitutional. So there's just way too many taxes that we're paying over and over and over again, and it's not necessary.
And I believe that we should we were taxed to death. Believe it or not, we were, and being taxed to death is.
Why wouldn't, like in Massachusetts, my cousin sent me a photo of what was going on there tonight. There are actually protests at the monument of President Trump.
Did they?
Yeah.
There goes the monument again.
Yeah, that's where they are. I don't know who they are. I don't recognize them. They're older.
Maybe it's going to be Black Lives Matter again.
No, I didn't see them there.
Or it's going to be No King to protest.
I didn't see that either.
Fourth of July, they're going to have it here.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That might happen tomorrow. I don't know. But tonight in Swampscott, there are protesters on the monument, like a sign that said "Dump Trump."
Yeah.
and it had a picture of a toilet and his head in it.
You're idiots.
That was the only yeah, that's the only sign I could read. There were other ones, but I couldn't really make them out.
Dump
So
truck. What a bunch of idiots.
yeah, I know they are. They're stupid. So
They are,
they're
yeah.
not gonna stop. You know that. You know now they're all gonna come out in the media, and
Yeah.
well, the
Bitching, crying, and moaning.
benefits are gonna get cut.
Mm.
People are gonna die.
Oh, we caught it.
Hospitals are gonna get hit, especially the rural ones. The
That's not.
kids are gonna be starving to death because of
No,
the
they're
SNAP
not.
program. But that's what they're gonna say,
Yeah.
and they
No, they're
have
not.
been saying that, and they have been saying that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they know why? Because they, you know what? They come up with all this stupid agendas. They come up with all the ideology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then people don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying they don't know what they're talking about. So, I mean,
No, they're doing it. They know what they're talking about. They're doing it for propaganda. They're doing it so that people
Yeah.
will go on their side.
Yeah.
So, because they're screaming that the Republicans should never have cut these benefits. And so they're lying about who's going to suffer through it.
Yeah.
And
Nobody's
it's
gonna.
got nothing to do with the Americans that can legally have it. Because it doesn't even make any sense. Like, why would the president of the United States want to
Yeah.
get rid of benefits that people need?
That is true. Yep.
I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So,
And you know something? I don't get it. I don't get it neither. You know what I'm saying? You know, and why?
well, it's propaganda.
Yeah.
It's just propaganda. That's all.
And they just want to they just want to cause all kinds of trouble, and you know what I'm saying. So
That's right.
basically, yeah.
That too. That's another issue where they
Yeah,
want to
so,
cause.
yeah. Of course, yeah.
It's just going to get worse. First, Biden and the Democrats came out with
Yeah.
a statement, and it's not going to stop. It's just
Yeah.
they're going to try to find something like they always do, instead of
course.
focusing on what it is that they're supposed to do on their job. They're trying to figure out how to make the Republicans and President Trump look bad and their supporters. It's like, do what you got to do. Like, why would you not want to
Yeah.
have your constituents have
Yeah.
permanent tax break?
Course, yeah.
I don't understand.
People should have, these tax cuts are for a reason. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we cut taxes are cut is because so that way the illegal aliens don't get money at all. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was cut. And plus to give more money, also to give more money to the taxpayers in the taxpayers' pockets. You know what I'm saying? And take some relief off the off the senior citizens too, as well.
Yeah, and why wouldn't the Democrats want that?
Why wouldn't they want that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Why wouldn't they? They're complaining that the Republicans cut this, and this, and it's not true. Why don't you ask your representative why they did not vote for the bill? Why did they not vote for a tax cut for you? Because the Republicans did do that. So it's going to affect everybody, but they're still complaining about what was cut. That is the only thing that they can focus on right now. They're grasping at straws. They won't talk about what's good in that bill. They are focusing on purpose
the bad stuff. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, what they think is bad, and what they're going to tell everybody that it's bad, so people will believe it. Yep. That's what's going on here. That's what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, but you know something though, I'm going to let everybody know out there. Okay. We got protests going up at Swampscott. These people are going to persuade you and say that the kids are starving. The kids are not starving. Okay, The kids are not starving. Okay, the kids are eating well. And the reason why they cut the tax, they cut it, is because so that way the illegal aliens do not get it. That's why they cut it, and that's why they cut it. And plus, the other reason why they cut it is so that way the elderly can have some relief. Okay, that way they can have some relief. Okay, but we know, okay, that it's added to the deficit. We know that. Okay, but it's a good bill. It's a good bill. There's nothing wrong with the bill. It's a good bill. So that's all I'm saying. It's a good bill.
And the Democrats know it, and they don't know what to do because they could not come up with a bill like that. That's because right. They don't want the American, the citizen, the lawful person that is here to get any benefits. Okay, all they want to do is tax them. All they want to do is raise taxes, take more money from you, and give it to the illegals. They don't want to give the senior citizens a break.
Nope.
They don't want to give people that working that make tips a break. They don't want to give you tax cuts that are pretty soon going to be permanent. They don't want any of this. Like, why? Yep.
Why would you not want this? I mean, why would you not want it? Be serious about these things, man. Why would you not want it? You know? I got it on my phone too, so people can hear it.
Well, that's the question. Like, why don't the Democrats want these provisions for their constituents? I don't understand.
I really don't understand either. I don't.
And you know what? The only thing that they can do, and the rest of their supporters, the only thing that they're trying to do right now, and that they've been doing now for a little while, and it's not working, by the way, because David said that their approval rating is the lowest in congressional history right now.
Yeah, of course.
And they continue doing what they're doing, and they just don't listen. All they want to do is fight.
Yep.
That's all they want to do.
That's what they want to do, is fight all the time, man. But I think this bill is going to do a lot of good for the American people out there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the bill's going to be, as soon as that bill hits Trump's desk, it's going to be signed right into law, and that's it. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I hope.
That's going to happen tomorrow. That's going to happen tomorrow because he's going to Iowa pretty soon.
But we know it's going to add to the deficit. We know that. Okay, we already know that. Okay, we already know. Okay, but it's going to give the senior citizens some relief. Okay, some relief. That's what it's going to do. It's going to give the citizens some relief, and that's it. You know, it is.
You know, in Tennessee, they passed a law here in Tennessee that any landlord or anybody who owns property and they knowingly rent out to illegals, they're going to get fined $3,000.
Wow.
And can possibly face jail time.
God.
Now, Massachusetts does no such thing.
Well, I hope it does it over here in Massachusetts.
They don't do any such thing to protect the people that live in that state. As an example, from one state like Tennessee, and the difference between Tennessee and Massachusetts, it's also against the law in Tennessee to have any sanctuary cities or towns. That is also against the law.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell everybody right now, okay, if you got, I respect everybody's opinion that comes on my live stream. If you guys anybody wants to come on, and, I respect everybody's opinion, but keep it civil. That's all I'm asking. So that's what I'm asking right now, okay? Keep it civil. If you got an opinion about this bill, you can actually leave a comment over here on my live stream, and I'll take anybody's opinion. Okay, and
Did you
so
know? Did you know that the Red Sox went to go visit the White House today? They met President Trump.
they did. Oh, the White Sox or the Red Sox?
The Red Sox.
The Red Sox went to the
Yeah,
White House.
yeah,
Right.
because they're playing the Washington Nationals, which is their Washington D.C.'s baseball team. So
Yeah.
they're down there playing a game. They're scheduled to play a
Yeah.
game whenever that is. So they toured the White House. I think it
Oh,
was
they did.
today. They toured the White House and then they got to meet the president.
Oh, they did. They met Donald
Yeah, they
Trump,
shook his
the Red Sox.
hand.
Good.
Yeah,
Uh, because
that I was surprised. Somebody posted it
yeah,
on Facebook and I'm like, well, this is a shocker.
this is.
I'm like, this is a shocker. And she said, yeah, it is. I had to make sure that it wasn't from 2019 because she was just as surprised.
Yeah.
But it happened today.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I guess they shook Donald Trump's hand. The Red Sox. They're playing Washington, huh? Wow,
Yep.
that is pretty good.
So I
Wow.
wonder for the people that can't stand President Trump in Massachusetts for
They're
no
probably gonna
reason,
go.
I wonder if they're going to stop going now to the baseball games. The Red
They
Sox.
probably will. They'll probably will start going to the baseball games.
Well, they went to go see the Red Sox, and they shook his hand. Oh my God, I'm not going to
Yeah,
go to the game. How could they do that? How could they want to go and see that? And then they
yeah,
call him all these names, right? They call
yeah.
President Trump all these names. The king.
He's not the king. We acknowledge that he's not the king. God is our king. The Lord Jesus Christ is our king. There ain't no kings in the White House. We know that. How dumb could they be?
I know, right?
How dumb could they be?
You
I
know,
mean, there's no king protest, man. Come on.
the Democrats are trying so hard
Because they got the
to
lowest
get
ratings.
the country behind them and get upset at President Trump so that they can get rid of him. And it's not going to happen.
That's
But
not.
say they did. Okay, let's say that people are fantasizing in their brain that President Trump is going to be president. Isn't it going to be JD Vance?
It's going to be either J.D. Vance, okay? J.D. Vance is going to
Or
be
Marco
next if they
Rubio?
do. Uh-huh.
Or Marco Rubio?
Or Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
Or Donald Trump Jr., okay?
No, he has to get elected. No. Though when they're in office and just say they get impeached, then it's the next in line, and that's the VP.
Yeah, that's the VP's next.
So what? I don't understand. Like, what's the point here? Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you?
I don't know. I don't
I
know
don't
what the point
understand.
is.
Like, what do you mean no kings? He's not a
That
king.
he's
I don't
not,
think
and
they. I
and
don't think
Trump
they
or,
read the Constitution. I don't think people have read the
and
Constitution.
I and Trump already acknowledged that. He says I ain't the king. He says I'm having a hard time getting things passed. How could I be the king? But you know what he did though? He went on the King website and he started trolling them. That was awesome. Oh God, that was so awesome. When he started trolling them. But these people, even up in Swampscott, they're gonna be up there protesting
Yeah,
and everything,
yeah.
dump Trump and all this stuff like that. It's not gonna happen. They can go out there and protest all they want. That's their right. Okay. They can protest all they want, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because Trump has got Massachusetts on his side. Okay. Trump has got Fairhaven on his side. Trump has got New York City on his. Trump's got half the country on his side, believe it or not.
More
Okay,
than half.
so
More than
more
half.
than well, actually more than half. Okay, the Commonwealth is red. Okay, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, the Commonwealth is red. Trump is not going to leave office because they say so. Okay, those
No.
people that go out there and protest, the ones that want to say dump Trump, and the other one says Trump is the king, no king. These people are delusional. Okay, they are delusional. They need mental health crisis. Okay, they do. They need a lot of help. These people. Okay, they do need help because who in the
I think
world,
they do too. I think they do too.
who in the world, let's put it this way, who in the world, okay, uh, don't want money in their pocket, okay? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want Trump in office because you want to give money, the Democrats want to give money to the illegals. So this is
Right.
why this is what all this bitching about, okay? Dump Trump and Swampscott, no king out here, okay? So who don't want money in their pockets? Come on, man. Come on. These people are delusional, okay? They are so delusional that they cannot even think for themselves half the time. No king. We
No.
know that. I mean, we're Republicans and we know that. Jesus, man.
They don't know
Come
the
on, man.
they don't know the Constitution. That's what
They
it is.
don't even know how to read the Constitution. They
Yeah,
don't know.
and that's the scare, and that's kind of the scary
Yeah,
part. It's
yeah, of
like you have
course.
these people, protesting against President Trump and
Yeah,
calling him a king and all that. It's like they're very ignorant. They're
they're ignorant.
very
Yeah,
ignorant
they're ignorant. That's
of,
all it is.
and the only thing that they want, like the Democrats, the only thing that they want is power. That's it.
Yeah,
You gotta do what I tell you to do because I'm right. That's
yeah.
it.
All right, all
That's what
right.
it boils down to. There's no coming to the minds.
Yeah,
There's no negotiation with the Democrats anymore. There's like none of that goes on anymore.
nope.
None of it, none of it. It's like I don't want to pass the bill. I don't think this is a big, beautiful bill. I want to change the name. Did you hear Chuck Schumer wanted to change the name?
Yeah, Chuck Schumer should change his shirt. Never
He
mind.
wanted to change.
Yeah,
He actually brought up
Schumer.
on the Senate floor that he wanted to change the name of the big, beautiful bill. These people got nothing else to do. These people have nothing else to do.
Yeah,
I mean, like, seriously.
yeah.
Seriously.
They're just nuts. That's all.
So
I
you've
mean,
got elected officials that, like the Democrats, that don't seem to have their head on straight, that cannot negotiate and with the Republicans to see what they can do about the bill. No, it's a no. We don't want it. We want everything that you don't want. That's it. We're right.
we're right, and
No,
that's it.
yeah, no to everything. No to the tax cuts. No to the energy bill or having us be independent. No to that. No to securing the border. No money to the ICE agents. They don't want any of these things. They don't want this country to exist.
No, they don't. I mean, they
They
don't want
want it
this country
gone.
to exist.
They want it gone. They want it gone.
But you know what? It's not going to happen.
And now that, and they know this, and they don't like it, which boggles my mind. It just
Yeah,
boggles my mind
it does.
that we have people in Congress
Hmm.
that are in DC that got elected who do not work for their constituents.
Yeah, these people are
They're
nuts.
working for the illegals. They're looking for getting rid of the Constitution. They're
Yes, they
looking
are.
for open borders. They're looking for high crime. They want to bring this country down. They want to bring it down.
That's what they want to do, of course.
That's what they're doing.
And you know something, and the Democrats are going to the Democrats, Jeffries, okay, when he says, "Oh, the kids are going to stop," the kids are not going to stop. The kids are going to eat well, okay. They are going to eat well under the Biden administration, but the thing is, we don't want the illegal aliens to have the money whatsoever, okay. The money is supposed to be for the American people and American people
Yeah, but
only.
yeah, well, that's going to happen. But you know something? On the state level, it's a different story.
Yeah,
In
state level.
Massachusetts, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, more
On the
Healy.
state level, that is not going to happen. On the federal level, it's going to happen. But on the
Yeah,
state level, Mara Healy gave the illegals that were in the hotel shelters $30,000 to move out and to find a permanent housing.
yep. $30,000, man. That's a lot of money.
$30,000 for
Yeah.
each family, and the woman that was married and works, or her husband works, or whatever it is, couldn't get it because they made too much money.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
that to me is discrimination,
well.
because they got $7,000
Yeah.
because they work, and the others who are illegals got 30,000.
Yeah.
How is that possible? How is that not discrimination? How is that not discrimination?
That is discrimination.
That's discrimination.
Because why? Because the people, the American people, Maura Healey did not give the American people $30,000. She gave it to the illegals. The illegal aliens got $30,000. So, and plus, and now, King Jeffries, okay, was he a congressman? Jeffries.
Yeah, he's from New York.
So he's a congressman, okay? Jeffries, okay? Oh, the kids and this and that, the kids and stuff, people with disability and stuff, the veterans and stuff like that. We all know that they want to give the money to the illegal aliens, okay?
David,
We
they've
know that.
already look, David, that's already been going on.
Yeah.
Ever since the Biden administration let in all these millions of people, the illegals have been getting money. Then they want to continue it.
And we're not going to let them continue it.
Well, no, in Massachusetts, it is continuing. In Massachusetts, it's continuing.
But we got to get Maura Healey out of it. We got to get her out. And we have to get somebody in there that's going to be for the American people on a state level. So we have to. And then we have to clear out Carol Fiola. We have to clear out Mayor Paul Coogan. We have to clear out Alan Sylvia, okay? And whoever is the state representative, the other state representative in the delegation, we have to clear him out too. So that way we can, start serving the American people, like the homeless people, the homeless people, the homeless veterans, and so that way we can start doing that here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a long bloody time, okay? It has been, okay? It's been a long time, okay, for the American people to be served here, okay? It's been a long time. Since the Biden administration, okay? Since the Biden administration, because he wasn't America first, he was America last, okay? And when he started opening up all these borders and letting all these 30,000, 40,000 people in, and things started going downhill from there. But what do I know? I'm Dave.
Yeah, but you know what? The other problem is that you have Massachusetts that agreed with him. You had a lot of the liberal states that agreed with Biden in letting in all these illegals. They have sanctuary cities. Boston is a sanctuary city.
Yeah, well,
So, I mean, you had on the federal level when it was Biden, you had that mess.
yeah,
And then in Massachusetts, you had that mess on the state level.
of course.
So now it's different. So you're on the
Yep.
federal level, it's going to be different for the people in Massachusetts, but in the state, it's not going to change.
Nope. Well, on the federal level, it's going to change.
The state's not going to change because
No,
Maura Healey is still giving money to the illegals. The illegals are still there,
yeah.
and the ICE agents are not allowed to arrest them.
Nope.
So Massachusetts still has that problem.
Yeah. Well, as long as we get rid of, Maura Healey, then it won't be a problem.
Hold on a second.
Fire trucks are here.
So, I mean, but the problem with the Mass GOP is that they are now allowing 2 Republican candidates to run against Maura Healey.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen, I would say, is that Maura Healey is going to get back in.
I hope not.
Because
I'll write myself in.
because it doesn't matter because you have 2 Republicans on the ticket. I'm assuming. And if
Probably
they're
have
two, huh?
they'll probably have 3 Republicans.
Yeah, but that's not going to be good because the vote's all going to get split.
Yeah. You're right. I agree.
And so if the votes are all split with the Republicans, if there are 3 candidates and they each get 20%
Yeah.
with no clear winner,
Mhm.
and Maura Healey comes out with 30, she wins.
Yeah. Well, we got to make sure that don't happen.
But do you see how the Mass GOP is playing with this, David?
Yeah.
Do you see what they're doing? Do you see what the Republicans are doing? Putting
Yeah.
2 Republicans on the ticket
Playing a dangerous game.
to split the vote. So if you have independents in Massachusetts that want to vote for a Republican, they're going to pick either Mike Keneally or Brian Shortsleeve.
Yeah.
So people will come out and vote. And let's say they want a Republican. Let's say they want Maura Healey out, like you said. They don't want that. A lot of people are sick of Maura Healey in that state, which is good. So, but
I'm sick of it myself.
You have a problem. There's a problem. And that is the 2 Republicans on the ticket. There should only be one.
Yeah.
So
there should be
that
only one Republican.
So that when people go out and vote, they have one guy to vote for in the Republican Party, not 2. Not 2, because you're going to split the vote.
That is true, yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Well, we already know what's going to happen.
And Maura Healey's going to get back in. She is guaranteed to win unless there's a flood of people that are going to come out and vote. And maybe you can get Maura Healey out. But if that doesn't happen, she's going to get back in. And they're doing this on purpose. You have a uni party in Massachusetts, and you have the Republican Party working with the Democrats.
Yeah.
And you have a Mass GOP.
We don't even know where the hell he is.
You have a Mass GOP that does not support any of the two candidates, the two Republican candidates. Nobody has said anything about who they support. They're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
People need to be aware of that this is
Yeah.
being done on purpose.
Yes, it is. This is like total ridiculous.
And I think I said this last night. Why are there not two Democrat candidates? Why is it only Maura Healey? Why is it only Maura Healey?
Why can't we have another Democrat run against so they don't another Democrat?
You know why? Do you know why? Do you know why?
No, I don't.
You don't know why?
You
don't know why?
No,
what?
Tell me.
Because if they get another Democrat against Maura Healey, that is going to split the vote.
And Maura Healey ain't going to have a chance to get him back in office.
Yeah, she's going to have a harder time getting in.
Because she has another Democrat running against her. So
right.
If we get
but do you, David, wait, do you see how the Democrats strategize? They will not put another Democrat against Maura Healey because they know they're going to split the vote.
Yep.
So they do it with the Republicans.
So that way the votes will get split.
So that the Republicans will split the vote so that they will not get in office.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's not fair. That's awful.
But that's what they do. And that's the game that they play. And this is the game. And unfortunately, the Mass GOP doesn't even come out and say anything because they're playing along with it.
Yes, they are.
They're playing along with it. These are rhinos. What you have, the Mass GOP, the Republican Party of Massachusetts, are rhinos.
Yes, they are. And it's ridiculous, man. The way they
I guarantee you, David, I guarantee you that there will not be another Democrat run against Maura Healey. I can guarantee you that. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because when people go out and vote and they don't want Maura Healey, they're going to split between the two Republicans and she's going to get back in. This is done on purpose. This is done on purpose.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's done on purpose. Because we don't have another Democrat running up against Maura Healey. That's why.
Yeah, and you're not going to. Because they know that she will end up winning. If most people don't come out and vote, she's going to end up winning.
Yep.
She's going to get back in.
Unless people put their names, unless people write their name in.
No, that won't make any difference. It won't make any difference.
If you've got 30 people writing their name in for governor, that won't make any difference?
No, what's that going to do? 30 people's not going to do anything.
The votes would only get split anyway.
That does nothing. That does nothing. You need thousands and thousands of votes to get into the office. And you're going to write in a name. Nobody knows who you are. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not on the state level. Not for the highest office of the governor. No, that's not going to happen.
People know who I am.
Huh?
People know who I am.
Yeah, I know, but does the whole state know who you are?
Mm-hmm.
They do?
They do.
Okay. All right. So,
when you can write my name in too.
I can't vote in Massachusetts. I don't live in Massachusetts.
Oh.
I'm just saying that the games that the Democrats play with the Republicans, they work together. What you have going on in the national level is not the same as what's going on in the state level, especially in Massachusetts. It's not the
Yeah.
same thing. It's
Oh,
not the
yeah.
same thing.
Hmm.
It's on the state level, it's a whole different ballgame. It's not the
Really?
same thing.
Wow. Hmm. I just want my phone back. I'm
So
typing.
the illegals that live in Massachusetts,
Yeah.
and if they're getting federal benefits from the federal government, like the SNAP or Medicaid and Medicare, which is federal,
Yeah.
they're not gonna get it anymore.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll get off it. But on the state level, it's gonna be a different story.
Yep. Well, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that um, something will change by 2026. So, wow, it's raining
No.
over here.
Yeah, it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. Unless people do something about
Yeah.
what is going on there in that state, it's not going to change.
Yeah.
It's not going to change. Yeah.
It downpoured over here.
Really?
Yeah. Is it raining where you are?
No.
Holy Christ, man! It's downpouring over here. It's downpouring outside
It was
in
so.
Massachusetts.
Somebody sent me a photo up in Swampscott, and it looked really nice.
Yeah, but it's downpouring over here.
Oh boy, they're supposed to have the fireworks tonight in Swampscott.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that wind is whipping over here.
Oh my gosh.
It's whipping down here.
Let me see. Let me look at the.
Wow, that wind is whipping. It looks like a mad hurricane out there.
Oh yeah, I see it on the weather.
Wow, we got a
Oh
hurricane
boy,
going on.
it looks like it's
We,
going to head up to Swampscott too.
yeah, we got a hurricane going on.
Right when the fireworks are supposed to start, it's going to rain. That's weird.
And the people. Oh my God! It's a hurricane. We got a hurricane going on. Holy mackerel!
Was it nice? Was it nice?
It was nice
Nice today?
before.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, we got a hurricane going on.
When are you
Oh
going
yeah,
to?
the lights are.
Oh.
My lights are gonna go out, and we
Yeah. You're going to lose. You might lose power.
yeah,
And there goes your live stream. You're going to have to start it all over again when you
yeah,
get back.
yeah. No, I won't lose my live stream. Yeah,
Wow. That's bizarre.
yeah. That thing is going good. I hope it ain't no tornado out there. Wow. Wow, the whole entire house is shaking.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, the whole entire house is shaking. God must be mad.
He's mad in Massachusetts.
Yeah, he is. We wasn't expecting to have this storm like this.
Ooh, there goes your lights again. Can you hear me? Oh, you froze. Where's my phone?